So my next fanfic inspiration video here. Not sure on the name yet. Thinking, really? She's just a tutor? And it's based on the show Violetta. So it takes place after Gregorio tells Ludmilla to find out what secret Tomas has about Angie. Like, Tomas shares a secret with Angie and Violetta, and Gregorio overheard this, wants to know the secret, so he's asking his favorite student, who's very obvious that's his favorite student, Ludmilla, to spy and try and find out. And in the show, she never finds out, to my knowledge. I can't remember if... I don't think Tomas ever lets it slip that it's... or Tomas ever lets it slip that Angie's Violetta's tutor kind of thing, but if he did, that's how I think it would go. So they're walking home or whatever to I guess let's just say he's walking Ludmilla home, and Ludmilla asks, so do you know some secret about Angie and Violetta? Thomas like, what? No. And she says, oh, I overheard you saying you had some secret over theirs. I'm just curious, what is it? Right? He says, I promised I wouldn't say anything. So Ludmilla goes, I won't tell anyone. I promise. And Tomas is kind of ditzy, so maybe he believes her. And so he says, okay, well, don't know why it's that important, but Angie tutors Violetta. And Milla's like, really? That's it? She acts like they're family, Angie. Thomas is like, well, if they are family, Violetta don't know about it, to my knowledge. So Tomas then drops Ludmilla off at her place. And the next day, Gregorio asks Ludmilla, what did she find out? And Ludmilla responds with, well, apparently Angie's side hustle is like being Violetta's tutor, which I thought was really odd because she acts like she's part of the family too, and she acts like Violetta's a family member. So I don't know. And then Gregorio's like, wait a second. Violetta's last name is Castillo, right? Mel's like, yeah. So? Is she related to Herman Castillo? Yeah. It's her father. And then Gregorio was like, and he married Maria, who was Angie's older sister, which means Angie is Violetta's aunt. I wonder if Violetta knows about it. Ludmilla says, Thomas seems to think she doesn't, so. Rory's like, we can use this. And I'm fairly certain. Well, no, we wouldn't say fairly certain. I'm certain if Angie is Angie I'm thinking of, her actual name is Angela's. So we could use that. So they hatch their little plan. And like the next week at school. Ludmilla's in Angie's class as well as a bunch of the other students and Violetta. And Ludmilla asks, "Hey Angie, do you have any siblings?" Out of nowhere kind of thing. Or maybe I might figure out how to bring it up in a conversation, but anyway. She asks if she has any siblings. And Angie's like, "Yeah, one. But she passed years ago." Everyone says, "Oh, my condolences," kind of thing. And then Ludmilla was like, her name was Maria I can't remember. It's something it's like Sadamako something. I can't remember what the last name of Maria was. I apologize. But I'll look it up and insert it into the fanfic at this point. I'll have to remember how to pronounce it because I always forget. But anyway, was it her? And I'm just like, Ludmilla, can I talk to you outside the classroom for a minute? And Violetta's like, wait, hold up. We're talking about my mother here. I think I should know about this. Are you actually my aunt? And she's like, fine, since you figured it out. And I guess you figured it out. Yes. I'm your aunt. And they're all shocked. Aside from Ludmilla, who had already kind of figured it out. So, and they're all shocked. Violetta starts having tears of joy. Finally, she has another relative connected to her mother. So, she's tears of joy, happy, but also, why didn't you tell me? Kind of confused as why she didn't tell her. So, there's some explanations there. Haven't really thought that through. This is kind of first draft inspiration, so. And maybe she also asks, okay, does anyone else know that you're my aunt? Does my dad know? Kind of thing. And now Angie has no choice but to be honest, right? Because she already knows about the aunt thing. So she says, yeah, Pablo knew. It's the one I confided in for about. And no, Herman doesn't know. He'll fire me if he knows. Kind of thing. So Violetta agrees to keep the secret as well as the rest of her classmates. Ludmilla does confirm to Gregorio that the theory was true. He's thrilled that he figured it out. But after lots of convincing, he agrees to keep the secret if he ever runs into any of Violetta's family members, other than Angie. So, yeah, that's about it. That's all I have for that story so far. So, hope you enjoy. Quick add-on. So, what Gregorio realizes that it could be a possibility that they're aunt and niece. After Ludmilla points out, we thought there was some kind of family relationship there. Quick little edit to how he's going to respond to that. He's going to be like, wait a minute, her last name's Castillo. I knew that name sounded familiar when I read it in the audition. Is she related to she must be related to Herman Castillo, right? And if that's true, he married Maria, and she's older sister. Viola's her kid. which means Angie is her aunt. And then probably her getting into the studio was a little rude, considering her aunt was a part of the audition the audition judges. Oh my gosh. Makes so much sense. And so that's kind of how I'm going to make the character react to that. And kind of rule out. Rule out. Well, that is weird. Figure out how they're connected, kind of thing. That's it.